And hello, YouTube. I'm back with another breakdown strategy guide for our Dice Throne Heroes. We got Rogue today. I was extremely excited for this when I got it in the mail. So, from what I can tell, I actually haven't played her all that much. I played her one time exactly. So, much like the Storm guide, take this with a grain of salt. And my word on this character is not gospel by any means, and I am still experimenting and playing around with her. So, let's just get right into her. So this is Rogue. She has three different status effect tokens, and her dice faces are the 1 through 3, 4 and 5, and then 6. So the 1, 2, 3 orientation. And let's just read her tokens. So first token is Influence. This is actually kind of low-key, sneaky bonkers, but also can also just do nothing. But anyway, a player afflicted with these tokens must roll 1 dice at the start of their offensive roll phase per token. For every 1 through 3 rolled, they get 1 fewer roll attempts, then remove all of the tokens. It is a stack limit of 3, so if you're doing the math correctly, yes, you can totally make them not take an offensive roll phase if you can stack 3 of these on there, and then they roll 1, 2, or 3 on all 3 of the rolls for each of the tokens. So that's kind of crazy. She also has Ionic Energy. I think that's how you say Ionic. Yeah. Stack limit of 4, and they're double-sided. You can do a 2 or a 1. So a player with this token may choose to spend it to add the indicated number of damage to their attack, such as an attack mod. You may only spend up to 2 tokens per turn, and alternatively pay 1 CP to spend up to 4 tokens this turn. So you can do 2 tokens for free, but also pay 1 CP to spend 4 of them, the maxed out stack. So she can get pretty heavy with her attack modifiers. And the CP thing, you'll notice quickly that she's pretty expensive on her CP. Okay. She has ways to generate CP though. Skyward, you can stack limit of 2. And then when a player with this token is attacked, they may choose to spend it. If spent, you and your attacker each roll 1 die, and the player, who spent this token may pay 1 to re-roll their die. So you pay 1 CP to re-roll. So there's another CP thing there. If the outcome is greater, deal 3 damage back to the attacker. If the outcome is equal, prevent 4 incoming damage. So if you roll less than, you spend that CP to re-roll, and then if you roll greater, you deal 3 back. If you tie them, you're blocking 4 damage. So that's all of her stuff there. So if you can't tell, kind of the play loop is to, she's really just this mid-ranger. She kind of does a little bit of everything. You give them the influence tokens to... Here, let me hold this back up. You give the influence tokens to reduce the amount of times they roll, so it's like a constrict or a bind. You use your ionic energies to increase your attacks, and then you use your skyward to... It's like a backstrike, but also with the possibility to prevent 4 damage. So that's kind of what her tokens do. All right. Into her abilities. We might actually just zoom in ×2 because you can't really see what's going on otherwise, so give me just a second. All right, there we go. Now you can kind of see what's happening. All right, so her basic attack here. It's your hand symbols, which you have 1 through 3 facing. And then it scales 4, 5 to 6. And then on 3 of a kind, you gain a CP, which is going to be important with this character because she spends a lot of CP, like we already discussed a little bit of. It does have an upgrade, and it's 2 CP. It increases it gives you an extra thing. And then it also allows you to inflict, whatever the heck this is called again, influence. Jeez, I'm sorry. And it allows you to inflict influence when you get that 3 of a kind. So it basically gives you the gain CP without having to get the 3 kind, but the 3 of the kind stays there, and you get the additional effect of influence. So, but the damage does not increase. It also gives you mind over matter, which will inflict an influence, and then also deal 7 flat damage. So it's okay. This, really, if you're going to play this upgrade card, it's basically because you want that backup roll in case you miss a leech or something. I guess you can't technically miss a leech and then still get this. It's the same. It's for the backup roll, and if you really like the influence, it is decent to where like it gives you that CP gain automatically, which is important on this character, so keep that in mind. Right now, I don't know what are her best upgrades, to be completely honest with you guys, so full transparency here. I'm still testing things out, like I said. All right. So that's that. Sass. So this is 2 hand symbols and then 2 6s. So this is pretty common for these X-Men heroes to have this kind of a set. These 2 common and 2 hard. dice roll things. It's weird, and it's always like 3 undefinable damage and then some stuff. So she gains 3 CP, not 3, I'm sorry. She gains 1 CP, inflicts an influence, and then deals 3 undefinable damage when you get this. It's okay. Undefendable is important for sure. And then influence is funny, and then you do need to have that CP gain. So it's like it's decent. Like this is what I'm saying. Like she's mid range. She just has a lot of meh things. The upgrade is 2 CP. It does increase the damage by 1, and then you get the secondary effect, Underdog, where it's 3 hands and 2 6s. So you gain 2 CP, inflict influence, and then deal 5 undefendable damage. So there is, it's basically this, but better because it requires an extra hand, I guess. So yeah, it's fine. It's good. Like I said, whether or not you need to upgrade it or not, I'm thinking you want to get most of these upgrades that let you get CP generation because she requires a lot of CP expenditure. So I'm thinking it's probably worth it if like, and make sure you understand all these upgrades that I'm recommending you do. Do it in the first 3 turns of the game. The reason that being is just like it's common sense. Like if you don't activate the ability, all you've done is spent 2 CP for no reason, and it didn't help you at all. So. Yeah, and I honestly wouldn't even upgrade more than like 2 or 3 abilities in one game at all either. So games typically last around anywhere between 8 to 10 turns. So just keep that in mind. All right. Her whatever you call this, her passive ability, the Ionic Drive. So whenever damage is successfully dealt to you from an attack, you gain Ionic energy. So you gain the 1 damage Ionic energy if you receive 6 or less, and you gain the 2 if you receive 7 or more. So that's it's just sort of it's how you can clap back. You know, this girl is a clap backer. So yeah, that's just that. All right, Leech. This was the reason why I thought I was going to like this character a whole lot. So it's 1 hand and then 3 4s or 5s of any combination. You gain an Ionic energy. You roll 1 dice or 1 die, and then on a 1 through 3, you steal 2 health. It's a delta of 4 basically, undefendable. On a 4 or a 5, you steal 3 health. It's a delta of 6, 6 undefendable essentially is what you're kind of doing, and then. And you gain another Ionic energy on that as well. And then on a 6, you steal 4 health, a delta of 8, and also gain an Ionic energy. And this says that you may spend 1 CP to increase the value of this die by 1. So, on your 3s, you can increase it to the 2nd tier. On your 5, you can increase it to the 3rd tier. So it's not bad. It's definitely good, and it's cool. And that's why I thought I was going to like this character, but she is finicky. She's finicky, and she's kind of hard to play, but she's good, man. I was looking up some of the like win rates and stuff with her. She's apparently really, really solid once you figure her out. I just haven't figured her out yet. All right. Here's her ultimate. You gain a CP, gain 2 skywards. Remember, that's the backslash or mitigation. You inflict 3 influence, so this is where that becomes a kind of a meme where if you inflict 3 influence and then they can't even take their offensive roll phase, it's hilarious. And then you deal 11 damage. So yeah, it's good. It's an ultimate. Ultimates are good. Over to the right side. So here are her straights. Small straight is you inflict influence and then deal 7 damage. So basically, it's the mind over matter ability as well, but it's easier to get. So and it's on baseboard, so it's good. And then the large straight is inflict 2 influence and deal 9 damage. So that's pretty solid. Yeah, pretty solid. 2 influence is kind of funny. Now you're getting into that level of like, oh, now you're really mitigating what they can do on their turn. So here is the upgrade for that. I'm sorry, that's not the correct one. I just threw that down. Here is the upgrade for that. Cost 2 CP, increases your influence. So that's pretty solid. Like I said, the influence is sort of, it's really good risk reward. It's a high control effect, and it's sort of, I think almost this is what you lean into her with. You kind of want to get CP generation going, and then you want to really just use the influence a lot, I think. I think that might be her gameplay loop, is kind of what I'm suspecting. But like I said, I've only played her once, I don't know. Yeah, so that's that. The damage doesn't increase, but your influence does, and it's 2 CP, so. Going down to Skybound. So that's a 4 or a 5, 2 of those, and then 2 6s. You gain a CP, gain a Skyward, and then you deal 7 damage. Yep, it is what it is. So there's that. And then here's the upgrade for that, and that's what I originally grabbed. And I've got a wife hair over there. All right, here we go. So it's 2 CP. You gain so you gain the 2 CP back when you actually play this card, or activate it rather. You get a Skyward, and then you deal 8 damage. So it increases the amount of damage that you do. And it increases, I think, the CP gain, doesn't it? Yeah, it increases the CP gain to basically pay for itself, and it gives you an extra ability here, where it's like that tier up, where you have three 4/5s and then 2 6s, and then like the enhanced version again. So it's basically like a SAS is a situation of, remember how SAS was like this, where they're basically the same symbols, but one's just an elevated form of it. So yeah, I think this is actually worth it almost always, just because it pays for itself. It's literally a net zero. Like you just play the card. Once you activated it, it pays for itself. So it's pretty solid, and you actually get a surplus if you end up activating this one. It is a good card for sure. It's kind of an odd dice combination. It's hard to get into. You know, she's got a lot of these double 6s. But if you do have a roll, it pays off for sure. All right, and then her mini alt and defense. So her mini alt is obviously 4 6s. You gain a Skyward, inflict 2 influence, and then deal 7 undefendable damage. Or 6, I'm sorry, why did I say 7? 6 undefendable damage. That's pretty good. A lot of top rights give you 6 undefendable damage, and this is giving you like damage mitigation or increased damage with the Skyward, and then it's giving you influence or control effect and 6 undefendable. So this is stronger just off of like what I would call a knee-jerk reaction or gut check. It seems stronger than most top rights, just because of all the effects you get. It does have it. It does have a upgrade as well, 2 CP, like all upgrades that she's got, pretty much. And it increases the influence. Yep, that's always a good thing. And then it gives you Reciprocate, which gives you Ionic 1/2 Ionic Energy token, and then inflict 3 influence. So obviously you'll take it if you want to avoid a whiff, if you roll 6, you know, if you get pushed off of it or whatever. So I think this is a decent upgrade. If you end up rolling into it, you know, like you get in the first 2 turns and you're going for 6s, and that's just kind of your play style. I just think the 3 influence stuff is like, maybe that's what you need to do with this character. So just really restrict your opponent from playing on their turn is kind of what she seems like. And then her last thing is the defense. So you roll 4 dice on 2 hands, you deal 1 back on 2 fly symbols. I don't know what those are called. I think they're called soar. 2 soar symbols, you prevent 2 damage. Then on 2 6s, you gain a Skyward and an Ionic Energy. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good at base, to be honest with you. And the reason why I say that is because the upgrade costs 3 CP, and all it does is give you 1 extra dice. I don't think this is worth playing almost ever with this character. This does 90% of what this does. Now, this will increase the likelihood of you getting 2 things in 1 defensive roll rather than only 1 thing, but I don't... Like, the whole point of this character seems to be like not allowing your opponent to attack you anyway with the influence tokens, or hit you hard at least. Like you want them to hit you less than what you're able to hit them for, is kind of what it seems like. I don't know. It's just so expensive for what it does. It doesn't do much. It just gives you 1 dice or 1 die. So I almost always sell this card, and that's very rare, because usually this is one of the like more common, like, go ahead and take, buy or whatever upgrade. So let's give you some roll objectives just to kind of show you. She is kind of hard to roll for. So I was doing my research before playing her, and that was a common complaint, that she's sort of hard to roll for on her roll objectives. So we'll kind of show you what to hold and how to go for it. And I think part of the problem of why she's hard to roll for is because of all of her double 6 abilities. So you do want to hold your 6s to a certain degree. But we'll just show you here, guys. So let's kind of discuss and show at the same time. So I've got a 3 up top, a 4 right here, a 1 right here, a 1 right here, and then I have another 4. So this right here, we're kind of close to a leech. If we did have this upgraded over here, we're kind of close to a mind over matter as well. And then also, that's pretty much it. So if you don't have this upgraded, then obviously you're not close to that. So this is what I would do. I would take both of your 1s, since it's not really helping you towards a straight either. Keep both your 4s and the 3. And then I think you got to roll. Or what you could do is grab all of these and roll all 3 and really kind of lean into leech here. Is that the optimal play? I don't know. But I'm not really close to a small straight at all. And I'm not really close to anything else, because 6s are just not likely. So I would either roll the 2 1s and keep the 3, sort of giving yourself a little bit of a chance for a small straight, or grab all 3 and just kind of go all in on leech is what I would do here. Let's kind of split it, because we're going to go for 2 abilities at the same time by splitting it, doing it this way. So if we get a 2, we would need a 2 and a 5, but, or a 2 and a 1, or 5 and a 6. Either way, whatever you call it. So we got a 5, and then another 4. So right here, we've got Leech. So we do have Leech. So let's just go ahead and just activate Leech. So that's turn 1. This is going to be kind of your common... That's how this goes. You activate Leech a lot, especially if you don't roll any 6s. You got to look for 6s on your first roll. And yet again, we're kind of in the same spot. That's what I was going to say. This is sort of what happens. Now, we are sort of close to a straight possibility as well here. So we got 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5, sorry. Double 5s. So now, I would kind of do this kind of a, like, scenario. Maybe go for the straight, split the straight and Leech again. I don't know, actually. I'm learning as we go, guys, just with, like, just like you guys are, so. I don't know, maybe it's worth going for the basic. I don't know, man, the basic's just not very good. Basic's kind of bad. I would think maybe Leech is just the best way to go here, because you can still gain CP, can't you? Oh no, you spend CP to increase the die by 1. I mean, Leech is okay, depending on what you roll. I don't know here, guys. This is rough. Yeah, I do see why people think, man. And I was kind of like this when I was playing my wife. So, I don't know. We're gonna. I guess we'll do this and then split. We'll split the basic and the. I don't know, man. All right, let's do this. No, this is bad. That's a bad decision. I think we got to split the basic and then also split the straight and then possibly a sass, maybe. Oh, good lord. Okay, well, yeah, we're not gonna keep that. I guess you got to go for it. Hey, all right, we got the 3. So we did get the 3 of the kind. So maybe that did pay off. So we got 6 and then gained our 1 CP there. So, whew, it took 3 rolls though. So that was kind of scary. All right, let's do one more here. That doesn't count. Let's do one more here and see if I can't get something besides the Leech or the basic. Oh no, looks like we're going for the basic again, maybe. I don't know, man. Actually, we did roll 6 on the first try here, so maybe we should hold the 6 and just roll everything else and just see what we can get. Okay, so now we have to fade back. So yeah, so now we got to fade back. We've got, oh gosh, I think we're at risk of whiffing here, guys. I do think it's not terribly unsafe to grab these and then re-roll the rest. We'll probably be able to get Leech. Let's see, though. Oh, whew, man, we actually lucked out there. We ended up getting Skybound on the 3rd roll, but that's super easily disruptible, right? So there you go. That's actually a good little, I think, a good little example or a taste of her. Like, she kind of sweats her dice roll objectives because they're kind of just awkward. Because she has so many 6 objectives and nothing really leads into another. Not really, anyway. So, but she seems fun in terms of, like, her versatility. Like I don't know about versatility if that's the right word, but, like, she just kind of is this mid-ranger that does a little bit of everything, but nothing super well. So I don't want to say I'm disappointed. I do like the character because she does feel completely unique to any of the others. And then you can pump out some damage with her with your Skywards and your Ionic energies. But she seems more like a control-y character, I think, for me, with the influence. And I don't play that way. That's not like my play style. So I do enjoy her. I just don't enjoy her as much as I thought I would, you know? So let me know what you guys think. What are your thoughts down below? Did I do her justice for those of you who have played her before? Did I explain her well, or did I just totally botch this? Because I'm learning too. Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep grinding, and peace out.